One thing to really look at when you reread your draft is, are there sections where it comes across like you're trying too hard? Are your funny bits kind of overly indicated? Do you kind of have to spell out the joke at times to confirm that the reader gets what you're doing? Are your descriptions kind of almost too on the nose if you're doing a suspense or a thriller? Are you again indicating all the clues? Are you really trying to almost simplify the actions to the reader, that it just doesn't come across as sleek as if you left something to the reader's imagination? Because that's a huge part of writing. It's that kind of balance of letting the reader's imagination work while you just give them a few subtle clues of what's going on. Simple writing and writing that comes across simple and flowing is unfortunately a lot of hard work. So we have to almost examine where we've been trying too hard, and spend a lot of time on that balance, trying to simplify those sentences so you get that balance exactly right. If there's one thing I think that distinguishes a novel from its peers, it's the narrative voice. A lot of the time I look at a novel, especially at the start, and think about the phrase show, don't tell, and to a lot of writers you end up having all the action put at the start, action, action, action. But the only thing with that, where I've been shown all these things going on, of this war scene, this like ship capsizing, it's great writing. The only thing is, I don't really have an emotional connection just yet. What I find more compelling, and I've actually noticed this by looking at my own start and then going back to authors I love, such as, again, David Nichols, and focusing on one author in particular is great to actually emphasize a point and emphasize what that author is doing by going back, say, to all of David Nichols's books that I have on my shelves and rereading the start. You're able to then notice what they're doing. Are they going straight into the action all the time? Or are they setting a scene? Or, with David Nichols, are they honing in on their main character's voice? Are they giving you something that almost gives an overview of what this book is like by one of your characters talking to a camera, so to say, about this is who I am as a character, this is what's important to me, and this is what's happened today. It doesn't have to be like that, but once you kind of read through, you'll get to see that a lot of openings, a lot of sections of writing that you would have actually fallen in love with before, they're probably not just all action, action, action. It's actually that voice, that narrator who's actually driving your emotional journey, who's actually putting you on a path that you actually love a book, or you hate a book. It's the narrative voice that's actually navigating you on this emotional journey. It's that voice that's usually referred to as good writing. It's what you actually cling to as a reader that you don't even notice, especially in the third person. In the first person, you go, oh, I love the main character, i.e. the narrator. But when it comes to the third person, that is the writer's craft. That's the writer actually leading you and putting the thoughts into your head that they want you to think about, the ideas. That's the really clever bit. So kind of focus on who your narrator is, look at your points of view and figure out who you want your narrator to be, what that voice should sound like, and how it actually sounds in your head, what kind of tone it has, what you're trying to really give a reader, so to say.